My name is Patrick Birungi. I'm the Executive Director of the Uganda Development Corporation, the investment arm of government with the sole aim of promoting economic and industrial development in Uganda. UDC was first established in 1952, and the aim at the time was to fill in a gap which was being left out by the market. Where there are market failures, government intervenes. So government intervenes through UDC in 1952 to set up industry establishments across the country. Most of the industries that you could have heard of before the 1980s were established by UDC. By 1970, UDC was the second largest employer next to public service, employing about 44,000 people. It was the biggest revenue earner for government at the time, and it was in every sector of the economy. They were involved in so many areas of manufacturing and financing. For example, the tea processing facilities in the western part of the country, Mabale in Kienjejo, Mpanga in Fort Portal, Kayonza in Kanungu. All these were UDC establishments. There were those in the cotton and lint processing. For example, we had UGIL, Nyaitil. All these started as UDC establishments. Because of the problems we had in the 1970s, there was a lot of nationalization policy following the Nakivuo pronouncements. The nationalization of these institutions became a major challenge. It expanded UDC capacity so much, and it became very big even to manage. UDC was completely dissolved, but its core function never went away. The core function of intervening where the market has failed never went away. So in 1998, after the dissolving, but in 2016, a new UDC was formed. In terms of our investment portfolio today, we have moved on, taken off through agro-processing as a first step, and therefore we started with agro-processing. So we're into fruit processing in Sorot Fruit Factory. We are setting up another one which should be up and running next year, early next year. So we don't go alone. We go with the private sector, because our role is not to replace the private sector. Our role is to support the private sector. So we go with the local private sector. We work together, and then once he has grown into capacity to run and manage, we step out and we leave that to continue. And therefore, I expect you to see more interventions. You expect to see in the north, for example, cassava processing to starch and ethanol. The growth trajectory, the growth process, the development process is gradual, sure, and therefore it's a different country from what some of us saw in the mid-80s to what we see today. There is a lot to celebrate.